welcome everybody to a special edition of the Sports Desk. We are here at the Crown Plaza Hotel here in Albuquerque, and it is the New Mexico High School Coaches Association / NMAA Coaches Clinic. And I'm Scott Galetti along with Ed Nunez. Glad to have you along here this week. We are joined here in the first segment by the man, or one of the men, putting this thing together, and that's Buster Mabry, the Executive Director of the New Mexico High School Coaches Association. Buster, what's it take to put this together? This is the first time I've been here for the dinners, and I've been here for a few other things. This is the first time I've really taken a walk around to the different vendors and everything and see what goes on behind the scenes. It's immense.
It is quite immense. It's a lot going on here, and it's logistics, and it's a lot of time, a lot of patience, and a lot of going over it and over it and over it to make sure it's right. To give you some idea of the numbers, we had 1,352 people pre-register. Now, we don't have all those guys show up, but we do have about 1,000 coaches that attend. We have 63 clinicians that are coming in. We had 38 vendors that are using 56 tables. And we have sessions here at the Crown Plaza. We have sessions across the street at the MCM Elegante. And in the meantime, we've also got volleyball all-star games, football all-star games, and a boys basketball all-star game.
And those players you have to put up somewhere,
and
too.
Those players, matter of fact, we just checked in boys basketball about 30 minutes ago.
So it's amazing. I mean, how much help do you have putting all this together? Because it's got to be nerve-wracking.
Well, we have quite a bit of help. I mean, this time of year we hire some contract labor, and we have a staff that I've been using the last several years, right. The registration team, and they come in we're usually that first Monday after the 4th of July, and they work for about 30 hours a week with me. So we have about 2 other people that help me get the registrations done, and I couldn't do it without them. Sarah Farinelli, Loretta McMath, my wife, they all spend a lot of time. But in addition to that, we have a young man by the name of Philip Martinez, who is the defensive coordinator out of Manzano, and he actually interned with us a couple of years ago, and he seems to so we couldn't do without him and Jeremy and really everybody. I mean, everybody at the NMAA office helps out when we ask, and it's a collaborative effort in a lot of ways.
We always tape this show along with the Steve Davis show the day before. So as we are taping right now, in about 20, 30 minutes, it's going to be the keynote speaker. Who's that this year?
Oh, yeah, we have Rob Miller from Proactive Coaching, and he's a nationally acclaimed speaker. He's outstanding. He really focuses in on coaching beyond the game, coaching character, how coaches can develop relationships with athletes that will make their athletes make better decisions, and athletes that make better decisions win more ball games. So he's an outstanding speaker. He's doing 3 sessions today. He's leaving here and going to Nebraska.
Wow.
And we're kind of excited about him and proactive coaching.
You know what, Buster, in 1980, this is a long time ago, I was an alternate for the North. I actually got in, to play in the North-South All-Star game. And I still remember, that whole week. I never forgot it. I got to go down with some of New Mexico's best. Whether I belong there or not doesn't matter. I was there. And my son always teased me. He's like, Dad, you were 50th alternate. You know what? I never forgot that experience. Bobby Gibbs is here, and Bobby Gibbs was a big part of that. We got to stay at the dorms at UNM. Gosh, it was just a great week. But I got to ask you this. I was there at Cleveland Stadium about a month and a half ago when you had the small school all-star game. And so for some of these kids, Buster, this is the last time they're going to put
Absolutely.
on a uniform.
Yes, sir.
And what I really liked is just the camaraderie, and I'm still friends with some of the all-stars that I played with. We still stay in contact.
Right.
And I think that but I thought it was a great thing that you brought the parents and the coaches. I thought that was great because this for some of these kids, this is the last time they're going to strap it up, man.
Yeah,
and just the organization that you mentioned, Jeremy. It's a total team effort. I don't think there's any doubt about it. You work very hard in doing that, and like I said, to me, it means something because for some of these kids, this is it.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I tell these kids, I tell them all the time, the game is an exhibition. I mean, it's an exhibition of great athletes and skill, and no doubt about it, you see some great basketball. But what makes this a pinnacle event is the relationships that are built. I make a real effort to ensure that no athlete stays with a teammate in a room, because I want them to be around other athletes. And there's a lot of ways it's the first time they've had to come out of their comfort zone, and there's something great about that. And I think that's what adds to what you're talking about. And it's a select group. I mean, you might have been an alternate, but trust me, I see the process. It's not tough to get on that list in any way. You have to be a good athlete, but more important, you have to be an outstanding young man or young woman, because these coaches, they're held to a standard based on who they nominate. And if they nominate an athlete that doesn't meet those minimum standards, then it's an embarrassment for the coach a little bit. And those kids know that, and they act up to those standards, and they live up to those standards. And you're right, though. The key is not the game. The key is the relationships that are built in the days that are here.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're going to laugh. Just one more question, Scott, but you're going to laugh back. You know, I still remember the score of our game, and this is before three-point shots. The South beat us 120 to 113 without three-point shots. Bubba Jennings was in that game. You know, Bubba actually guarded me for a while. I still remember that. You're going to laugh about this little story. Wallace Williams, you know, the Cleveland assistant,
absolutely.
who's one of the best players that people forget about, and I don't know why. So I'm running down the court on a break, and I still remember Wallace grabbed me by the shorts, and I'm thinking Wallace can outrun me running backward. So
Number one, cover it with green stuff. One scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough. Back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
I love it here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, talk to State Farm Agent Michelle Rudolph or Marty Size in Albuquerque.
Get into the game. Garden Schwartz Team Sales features fine products and apparel from Wilson, Schutt Sports, Speedline, and Russell Athletics. We offer custom embroidery and screen printing services for all of your school or club needs, from team uniforms to school letter jackets. Specializing in all sports and serving all communities, from big schools to small schools, from up north to down south, or all points in between, Garden Schwartz Team Sales has the products and professional services you'll need to be your best. For great prices, friendly staff, and quality products, call Garden Schwartz Team Sales today at 1-800-880-7767. That's 1-800-880-7767. Since 1939, Garden Schwartz Team Sales is a proud supporter of New Mexico youth athletics.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
I love it here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, talk to State Farm Agent Michelle Rudolph or Marty Size in Albuquerque.
And welcome back here to the Crown Plaza Hotel. I'm Scott Galetti along with Ed Nunez here on the sports desk. We are doing this on location during the New Mexico High School Coaches Association NMAA Coaches Clinic, and we are joined by no stranger to the program, former host. I was his co-host for a little while, and that's Richard Tripp, the athletic coordinator at West Las Vegas High School. You're styling right here in your swag. So how you doing, Richard?
Not doing too bad, guys. You know, hi Ed, hi Scott, hi everybody. Yeah, we have a big ADs meeting coming up here about 3:15, so that's about the only time I kind of make my presence known around here, man.
This is what you live for, right? You live for coming to these events. You know, I'm sure you partake in some meals and everything else. So.
Well, I remember back in the early days, as Ed probably remembers, you know, you as a young coach, you come to these things, you're pumped, you're excited. You know, you're looking forward to all the different speakers, the different talkers, the different presenters, and, of course, the freebies, you know, the free dinners and everything else that go with it. And as years go on, it kind of like, well, you kind of pick and choose, you kind of settle in, and, you know, like me in this point, get to come hang out with the other ADs, kind of exchange schedules, you know, talk politics, if you will, in the AD world, and talk games.
Right.
You know.
Well, I've noticed the last couple of years since you've been at West Las Vegas, especially during the basketball playoffs, you have a tendency to wear your emotions on your sleeve a little bit. But these events here, like Buster Mabry and even Jim Holzman we're talking about, our earlier guest, when you're at these events, everyone's a friend.
Oh, yeah, now they're friends. I was just talking to Willie Owens, the great basketball coach of Sandia Prep. They're going to be going down to Vegas to play in the Stu Clark basketball tournament. Our boys are coming down to play in their basketball tournament. Yeah, it's all friendships now. But, starting Monday when football and the fall sports kick off, it kind of changes. Like you say, wearing my thing on my sleeve, as you said, Scott, basketball up in northern New Mexico, kind of takes on its whole animal, I guess you can say. And for us at West, we've been lucky to be in the state championship game the last couple of years, run into that